What's up, guys? This is Zach from Bet on It MMA, and I am here to give you my early predictions for UFC Fight Night, Sandhagen versus Vera. Again, I'm recording this on a Sunday. This is me without watching film, just, going off of previous fights that I've seen these guys fight and their records. So keep in mind, I will have my finalized picks on Friday alongside with Harley's picks. So first fight we have Tamires Vidal. She made her UFC debut not too long ago, getting a win in the first round. Facing off with Haley Cohen, she was set to make her UFC debut, but something happened medically, and now she's fighting closer to her hometown. I'm gonna go with Vidal in this fight. Women's MMA is tricky, but I feel like Vidal is gonna be just a little more physical and have the stand up advantage in this fight. All right, moving on to the second card, we have Vinicius Salvador taking on Victor Altruriano. I'm not sure if you say his name like, but this is one of these fights where I probably say stay away from. Salvador was set to make his UFC debut and didn't a couple months back. Victor, I want to say, is like either 2-1 in the UFC or 2-2. Salvador is a striker. His losses are mostly on the ground. Victor is a striker as well, but does have, submission victories. His losses are mainly like split decisions. This could be fight of the night, but if I had to pick a winner on this one, I'd probably say Victor with just more ways to win. All right, moving up to card, we have Manuel Torres taking on Trey Ogden. Not too familiar with Torres, gonna have to watch a little bit of film. But from his record, let's see, he is 1-0 in the UFC, coming off the Contender Series. A lot of first round wins. His losses are by submission. With a guy like Ogden, that is tough because Trey is a submission artist, and he does have power in his hands. I'm gonna go with Trey on this one, just being more of a vet, and I'm looking at Torres's losses on the ground, so I think Ogden, takes advantage of that. All right, moving up the card, we have the always exciting CJ Vergara taking on another exciting fighter as well, Daniel De Silva. I want to say Daniel De Silva is like 0-3 or 0-4 in the UFC now, and CJ Fagora, I want to say he's 1-2 in the UFC. Yeah, 1-2 in the UFC, but both of his losses are to top prospects. Fagora does have power. Daniel De Silva is either first round or usually loses. I'm gonna go with Vergara to weather the storm and ultimately get the finish over Daniel De Silva. Or moving up the card, we have another local in Trevin Giles taking on Preston Parsons. Trevin Giles been around the UFC for a while now. Very good wins, has a lot of power, and has good grappling as well. Preston Parsons, you know, he's 1-1 in the UFC now. His only loss in the UFC, Danny Rodriguez, had a decision win over Evan Elder. I think Trevin Giles wins this one pretty easy, just off of experience and know what we're gonna get with Giles. All right, moving up the card, we have Steven Peterson taking on Lucas Alexander. Not too familiar with Lucas Alexander. Let's see. He's coming off a loss in his UFC debut, first round. Very familiar with Steven Peterson. He's been around for a long time. He has multiple fights in the UFC and some good wins. I feel like he gets the win over Lucas Alexander. All right, moving up the card, we have another local and Daniel Pineda taking on Tucker Lutz. Pineda's been around for a long, long time. Very good wins too. Knockout power, nasty submission game. Tucker Lutz, also a well-rounded fighter, coming off a loss, his first UFC loss, Pat Sabatini in 2021. Debut win was versus Kevin Aguilar. Feel like Daniel Pineda gets this one done, man. Too much of a vet, too much experience. All right, moving up the card, another local man, a lot of Texas locals on this one. Good to see. Chidi taking on Albert Duraev. Just looking at this one on paper, I feel like Chidi, if he does win, it's got to be early. He starts to fade a little bit, and when you add wrestling, he definitely starts to fade. So he's gonna have to catch Albert early, which he's more than capable of. I'm gonna go with Chidi. getting it done. But if Albert does decide to wrestle and get it to the ground, look for Albert. Moving up the card, we have Alex Perez taking on Manel Cap. Exciting fight, man. I think this is a good fight to put Cap in title contention. And this is a good fight for Alex to get back into title contention. I feel like Cap's just going to be a little bit, too much, too fast, too strong, and probably gets a decision victory in this one. Moving up the card, another local in Andrea Lee taking on the up and coming Maycee Barber. I will say before I pick this fight, super biased. Andrea Lee is from Louisiana. So I got, like I said, super biased, but I got Andrea Lee winning. Moving up the card, we have Nate the Train taking on Austin Lingo. Austin Lingo, I want to say, was supposed to fight last week or 2 weeks ago. And Nate is coming off a super exciting fight over David Onama. I'm gonna go with Nate. He's probably a lock for me. Too much experience, high level competition, and very good wins. Moving up the card, co-main event action, Holly Holm taking on what was Yana Kunitskaya is now Yana Santos. Like I said earlier, man, women's MMA has been very, very tricky to pick. A lot of underdogs been winning. Holly Holm should win this fight, but you never know. But I'm gonna go Holly Holm decision with this one. Main event action, very tough fight to call. We have Marlon Vera facing off with Cory Sandhagen. Both guys are, on a tear lately. Cory Sandhagen's fought the who's who at 135. Marlon Vera has beat some very good guys as well. Tough fight, man. If anything, I feel like this is definitely going to go all 5 rounds. They're too durable. I don't know. I really have no clue with this one. I'm going to go with Sandhagen for now, but I'm going to do more film study and get a better read on it. But last pick is Sandhagen. Let me know your picks. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Subscribe to our channel. We're going to be dropping our finalized picks on Friday.